The light is hitting your face right now in a very satisfying way.
You know what else? Something else should hit my face in a very satisfying way.
Yo, yo, yo. Hell yeah.
We've got a can't slow down edition.
Hmm. I wonder what
Oh
that
man,
entails.
fucking YouTube's too loud. Chill out, bro.
We've got to
Uh,
answer the AMA questions today.
we must.
Yeah. Just throwing that out there so we don't forget. Um, can't slow down sounds interesting. I'm open to that.
I'm powering up the sync tube link right now.
Okay.
I think it's the only one that we haven't seen as an option.
Wow, that says a lot about where we are at right now in our respective respective life trajectories.
What says a lot? Oh,
The
that it's
fact
the
that,
only one that we're not aware of yet.
yeah, that we've watched like all the fucking ridiculousness compilations posted in the past 3 months.
Being current with the ridiculousness YouTube is not a good thing from any angle.
Yeah.
Except this one, folks. Welcome back to Ridiculousnessness.
Welcome back to Ridiculousnessness.
And right off the bat, we got Chanel wearing is that a brassiere or a bustier? You're gonna like it, whatever it
Let
is.
me see. Hold on. It's loading.
You're about to be loading, if you know what I mean.
Bro, yeah, I was gonna say can't slow down edition. That's about it's actually referring to the pace at which I'm gonna be fapping to this
Not
compilation in a
just, not
second.
just, not just rapping, Austin.
Stim fapping, baby.
Stim fapping.
Hell
This
yeah.
is the official podcast of Stim fapping.
Shout, shouts out to vyvanse Vinny, by the way. That guy, that name, vyvanse Vinny, that nickname has literally been like just reverberating in my head for the past week, constantly, rent free.
Speaking of autistic obsession, a podcaster that I listen to a lot was telling this was telling the story on this week's episode of how he's always talking about this one street in his town where birds shit a lot, specifically starlings, and it's like a big issue. It makes the street unwalkable, unlivable, whatever. And he calculated that the birds shit on average 45 kilograms of shit every night when they gather, based on how many of them there are and all that shit. And he was so fixated on the number of 45 kilograms that despite usually doing a 40-kilogram military press, he tried a 45 one and gave himself, like, nearly gave himself sciatica.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining a guy like walking down the street, stepping over homeless people, ODing. He's like, all the bird shit is ruining this street.
People are too afraid to. It's like Voltaire said, look to the people you can't insult to see who runs society. I was just lighting some incense, really
Bro,
getting
speaking of
nice and
Voltaire,
horny.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
incense is a major key. That shit is goaded. I'm gonna
A
throw
major
something
key.
major key alert, dude. Incense is a major
Still
key.
in a meeting. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, dude, Nag Champa is where it's at. But I
Wait,
want to.
have you started the video?
I couldn't. I don't think you started it.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. I
Do
want.
you see? Do you see what's happening here on
Oh
the
yeah,
screen?
no, very cool stuff.
Yeah.
And we are for the listener. We are 12 seconds in, and I can't slow down. I'm gooning right now as we speak, so fast, in fact, that it's imperceptible to the human eye. That's why William is not reacting as he should.
He's hummingbirding, folks.
Yeah, I remember I was about to make some shrewd political insight. I want to throw this out there for the listener.
Yeah.
The virgin candle enjoyer versus the Chad incense burner. There you
I
go.
thought it was gonna have to do with Voltaire. Weren't you about to bring up Voltaire for some reason?
I was about to say something about Voltaire as well. He drank 50 cups of cacao coffee per day.
I wonder what the result of that is. Like, once you acclimate to that, what is your shit schedule looking like?
Bro, Voltaire, man, I know that thing was stankin'.
That would be a good nickname for like a huge shit or like a really wet shit, some sort of shit. Like I just dropped a Voltaire.
Look to the people whose poops you cannot criticize in society. That's who runs society. I don't know. Dude, I'm going on a bachelor party trip this weekend. Supposed to be leaving in a few hours, and we're going to a large body of water known for carrying brain eating brain eating amoeba. And so you don't want to submerge your face in the water. It gets to your brain through your nose.
Something about uh she got that aphasia brain the way she be eating. I don't fucking know.
So
No,
she's
not aphasia. What is that called?
I don't know. Is the implication
Uh
that she's both fat and her brain is degrading?
no, like eating dinky.
Oh, right.
What's that? It's kind of sounds like aphasia, but it's the name of a bacteria like that. Um, Giardia. She got that Giardia brain the way she be eating.
Mm. You know, at the Kids' Choice Awards, they do the slime.
Yeah,
Maybe at like the Pornhub Awards, they do that with a big vat full of cum.
nice.
Jack Black getting cummed on at the Pornhub Awards.
Not actively come to just a huge amount of already come to come getting dumped on him.
What? Oh, okay. Okay, for the listener on this ridiculousness compilation, right now they're watching clips of people foot racing and eating shit mid race.
First one was brutal. Guy just ran full steam into a fucking fire hydrant. Oh God,
Yeah.
bro.
Ow.
It's crazy how frequently grievous bodily harm must happen.
Can't slow down edition, and it's the brain eating amoeba rapidly eating away at somebody's cognitive
We
faculties.
we can't slow it down. We've done everything we can.
How we just eating that brain, cuz?
Damn, his prefrontal cortex is gone. Shit. Can't slow down, and it's like just a slightly uncomfortably long video clip of somebody doing something that's not like crazy out of the question in a party setting, but something about the way that they're doing the substances they're doing is like you can tell that they're developing a problem. I don't know.
Right. Oh, I know like not even 1 minute ago, I was just making fun of Stilo doing an unflattering impression of him, but he is currently wearing a Cab Calloway shirt, so I want to rescind that. He's officially the coolest guy on the show. Big traditional jazz fan, if you're just tuning in. This is the first episode you're listening to. Pre-war blues, country, traditional jazz, ragtime, Tin Pan Alley pop. Speaking of pre-war blues, for the listener, I strongly advise you go listen to Charlie Patton's recording of I Shall Not Be Moved, a very old spiritual. I've been listening to that one a lot lately.
What kind of spiritual? A homey spiritual, shall we
Yeah,
say?
yeah. A neighborly spiritual. Yeah.
A bruh spiritual.
Yeah. Oh, oh,
About to take a shit.
nice. Stilo has on his black Jesus shirt.
Hmm. Must be a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He cannot dress. He really
No. And he
can't dress.
tries.
That's the
He
worst. That's the
consistently
worst part.
tries and
Yeah, you
can't.
can tell he takes pride in it. That's really the worst thing about it.
Do you like this view?
I'm actually looking at the show. Damn, dude, this is okay. Podcast milestone right here. This is the closest I've come to seeing your dick. Like, dude, one movement, one wrong movement, and it's all coming out at this angle.
Episode title: The closest I've come to seeing your dick.
You want to get into that AMA?
Yes.
All right, let's see here. I will recap for the listener as usual. If you're just tuning in, if this is the first episode of the show you're listening to, for the past 6 episodes or so, we have been doing this long-term sort of experiment on the Ridiculousness subreddit. We're making weekly posts pretending to be a production intern who works on Ridiculousness, spilling behind the scenes gossip about the cast and crew of the show. And we're, making stuff up, just making sure it becomes increasingly absurd and pushing the limits of believability. And the subscribers to the Ridiculousness subreddit are not the brightest bulbs on the Hanukkah tree, as I keep saying. So they consistently fall for it hook, line, and sinker, and we've fostered this parasocial universe of people who tune in for our posts every week. And
Should be noted, yeah, it didn't take much.
yeah, not
Said fostering was effortless, and not
yeah,
because were doing some expert brainwashing job. They were just they seem to exist in a state of already having fallen for whatever it is that's about to come along.
yeah. And last week we did an AMA. We invited the subscribers.
He has another Jesus shirt on. This one's a
Are you
thermal.
serious? Holy shit.
It's unclear the skin color. It's green Jesus. Wow, that's he's making history with that one. You got white, you got black, and Steelo's introducing the notion
Green,
of a green Jesus.
green Jesus.
So the
Hey
episode
yo,
title
I don't
is
I don't
either the closest I've come to seeing your dick or green Jesus. Sorry, go
I don't care if you're black, white, or purple, as long as you're the Lord and Savior Jesus
on.
Christ. Um,
And last week we started an AMA. I think you were in the middle of saying.
yeah. Last week we did an AMA on the Ridiculousness subreddit from this production intern persona, and we invited subscribers to the subreddit to ask us anything they want about what goes on behind the scenes of ridiculousness. We got 12 questions, so pretty decent turnout, and we're going to answer them all live here on the podcast just for you.
Damn.
Um, so
Y'all really got lucky today.
yeah, do you want to go? You want me to read through all the questions at once, or maybe go one at a like answer them one at a time? What do you think?
One at a time answering.
Okay, so the most upvoted question, and this kind of bothered me a little bit because this guy's clearly trying to be funny, which is like, sort of our turf. He
Yeah, fuck off.
said, yeah, he said, who farts the most? So
Mm.
when I saw that question, the first thing that popped into my mind, like a potential response, is like very earnestly answering that we don't know who farts the most, but I hope it's Stilo. That would be so hot, and just leave it at that. Like, just kind of reveal that we have a fart fetish, and not go into any more detail. I don't know. What do you think?
My thought was to be offended, to be like, bro, have some respect. Like these are
Yeah,
entertainment professionals.
I like that. I like that more. Okay. How about something along the lines of like, are you fucking serious right now? I have immense respect for these people, and I've found a family in them over the past couple of years. So,
No, you know, bro, read the room.
okay. Next question. And this is from Walt Disney Jr., who's our biggest fan. He comments on
For
every
real.
fucking post. So we've got to really give him a good, well thought out response. He says, "Oh, and this is funny. Something I noticed: these fucking idiots they keep asking the same question. Like there are three iterations of the same question, which is so dumb because it's like ask something someone else didn't already ask.
Mm.
What is the point of asking a question that was already asked and is already going to be answered?
We've got two questions basically to the effect of what's the deal with the live audience?
Yeah, that was a weird one. I don't know why people are so hung up on that, but we'll get there in a second. So Walt Disney Jr. asked, why was Lolo picked as the new co-host? Carly, Roxy, Karush, what is up with these names? Etc. were better than her when Chanel left. Somebody replied, the rest offered so much of the same. Chanel really just silly and laughed.
Um,
Yeah,
I've got an idea for a response to not Walt Disney Jr., but Exidor. Something to the effect of, um, it sounds crazy, but I honestly think Lolo's baking is what secured her the gig. She would inundate us with some of the loveliest, most consistent dough textures. I don't know, something like that.
yeah. Um, what is there's got to be some baked good that she specialized in that really knocked
Mm,
everybody's socks off. Like
I'm gonna look up most difficult
yeah.
baked good. Okay, I love the sound of the word croquembouche. I'm gonna look up what it is.
Croquembouche. Boy, I don't know what that is, but it sounds fucking delicious.
It's
Yuck.
a French dessert consisting of choux pastry puffs piled into a cone and bound with threads of caramel.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
yeah.
And let's say she claims we can't verify it, but she claims that she studied under the auspices of some esteemed French chef in France. Um,
Um, greatest bakers of all time.
and then one of the crew members started sifting through her hair after taking a bite of this baked good, and they said they were looking for the little rat who must be tugging on her hairs and doing all the all the cooking for her.
He just laughed along, not wanting to not wanting to be difficult. Um, there's a famous baker, according to the r/baking Reddit, Rose Levy Berenbaum. That's a funny name. I think her Rose Levy Berenbaum inspired Croquembouche being the reason that she's on the show. I think that's great.
All right, let me Google all these
Look at
names so I
look at what Stilo is wearing.
know how to spell them correctally. Let's see
Ah,
here. What
shit, I think
is
we may have missed it.
Stilo wearing? Rats.
Right now we're looking at
Whoa,
pixel. There you go. Look,
bro, what the fuck?
fucking just indefensible. For the listener, it's a sweater. It's got like all the worst colors, and then the number 24 in a red circle, all knitted into it. He had to have spent so much money on it. It looks like a fucking piece of shit.
I hope the only justification for that sweater's existence, let alone Stilo's wearing it, is like I hope that was some Make-A-Wish kid who wanted to be a fucking clothing designer before the brain-eating amoeba fucking overtook his
Before it
cognitive
finished
faculties.
before it finished overtaking its cognitive faculties, but not before it began, clearly from the design of the sweater.
Right.
Um, yeah, so perhaps we suggest that Coco's presence on the show is due to her divine baking.
Yeah. Just a second. I was looking up Rose Levy Berenbaum so I could get the spelling on that right. And what's the name of this baked good again?
Croquembouche, I will send you the spelling in the chat.
Oh, I got it pulled up.
Okay.
Bro, what the hell? Your description of this didn't even do it justice for the listener.
No,
It's a
yeah,
tower of baked good.
it
It's a
really
tower
is.
of little dumplings.
Yeah.
Bro, holy shit. So Lolo brought in, bro, what if she brought in like a Croquembouche city? She did a Croquembouche replica of Los Angeles.
So funny. She did Croquembouche sculptures of no, just a Croquembouche sculpture of Rob, and from then on, Rob was uh,
Yeah.
insistent that he become Chanel's replacement.
Yeah. Even though everyone well, I guess it could be funny if Rob was so flattered by that he was insisting she become the replacement, even though the MTV execs and everybody else wanted another person. But I did also like the angle of it, like everybody's just blown away by these baked goods that it's unanimous.
Let me look up because I think one of these people, based on the people who, okay, that's who Carly is. Then we've got Roxy.
Yeah,
I'm
that
trying to find
Carly's
because
like
I believe one of
cutie.
the women is not white, so to speak. And so maybe we could toss something in there about like
Lola looks like she's got something in her herself.
Kariushi. Um, that's fair. All right, Kariuchi, whatever the fuck. Um, I think she was going
Caravaggio.
to, she was going to be the she was going to be the fucking diversity pick, but
Right.
it was after the um Rob Dyrdek shaped Croquembauche in the style of Rose Levy Berenbaum that
Okay.
yeah.
Who was the how the fuck do you hold on?
It's insane the way her name is spelled.
Karosh, Karuch,
I'll send it in the chat.
Karuch, Karuch. Oh, this is the yeah, we were saying this girl, she appeared on the compilation we watched last week, and we were saying she was a looker.
Yeah, she's hot,
Yeah. Oh,
but she just doesn't bake like Lolo does.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? We add on to that that since she cemented her place on the show, the Croquembauche uh dwindled in its frequency and has since completely stopped. And in
Mm.
direct correlation with that pattern, with that trend, um, tensions between her and Rob have become increasingly stiff.
And wait a minute, you said the bringing in the croquembouche. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. All right, how does this sound? I know this sounds crazy, but I think Lolo's baking skills are why she was chosen. Early on during her appearances, she would bring in homemade croquembouche all the time. Uh, Sometimes she even brought in croquembouche sculptures made to look like the entire city of Los Angeles, right down to the last fire hydrant. It was the most delicious thing I'd ever had, and she would share it among the entire cast and crew. She claims she studied under Rose Levy Berenbaum, although I can't confirm that. After she brought in a croquembouche sculpture shaped like Rob's face, Rob was set on hiring her as Chanel's replacement. The execs actually wanted to hire Karuch, but he convinced them to pick Lolo instead. She doesn't bring in baked goods anymore, and Rob seems to treat her a bit more coldly as a result.
Perfect. Also, we've got a reply already.
Really?
Yeah, the guy who you told to read the room said, "Dude, I love the show and I've been to a live taping. People fart."
A live taping, really? Damn.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. That's interesting. I'm gonna look at this guy's profile real quick because who is what kind of person attends a live taping of Ridiculousness? I need to know.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
his Reddit name is uh, Goa Gadget Grebo. Okay. He posts, in addition to posting on r/ridiculousness, he posts on the subreddit for the DC Cinematic Universe, subreddit for Volkswagen owners,
that's so
r
funny.
r/,
Oreos.
Oreos.
He's a well-rounded individual.
He posted on r/Oreos. Just finished a pack.
He's
R
complaining on r
r
slash unpopular opinion about a teacher who told them not to refer to numbers as negative, but rather opposite.
he posted on r/Weird Al that
Jesus Christ.
someone on r/Weird Al asked for tips for attending their first Weird Al concert, and this guy gave the following piece of advice. It gets kind of loud, especially for 2+ hours. Um, you should
He
bring
replied
earplugs.
on Am I the Asshole? He replied to someone saying, am I the asshole for ending a first date 15 minutes into it? He says, not the asshole, go get your dinner, which is screaming, bro, she's not gonna fuck you.
Advising somebody else that Weird Al concerts get loud, and you should bring top quality ear protection as if you're going to see fucking Slipknot.
That's nuts. Also, looking at he's most of the shit that I've scrolled through so far happened within the last 8 days. Like I just came across the question that
I
you
noticed
replied.
that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
This
active.
guy this guy has no fucking life.
Mostly it's on the DC. Oh
He
my
sits
God,
he
bro. He
sits in his
replied
Volkswagen
on
scarfing
r
down
slash
sleeves of Oreos.
in the Volkswagen parked in the live audience of Ridiculousness. He on r slash ask Reddit, he replied to the question, "What's a word that gives you the ick?" with Trump slash MAGA. And that's
Pussy.
for real, maybe the cringest shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
We should let him know that Rob is MAGA.
Bro,
Ruin his life.
he would become livid.
So the next commenter asked us, why are there very few guests of late? I assume he means as of late. Understood during COVID, but doesn't anyone have product to plug anymore? And somebody else comment or someone replied to this guy said, my assumption is that they realized the guests offer very little to the show. I, for one, always prefer the Sterling slash Chanel episodes. Yeah, because they have so much to offer, right?
I think you replied to the original question with can't reveal much at this juncture, but big things in the works.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. But we've got to reveal a little bit though.
Hmm. Maybe yeah, and gearing up for Rob's departure into late night.
Right.
Um, Rob is the self-styled spiritual successor to Lorne Michaels' career. Um, Maybe something like a ridiculousness movie or
I
something like
was,
that, and
dude,
all the
that's,
guests are
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be in it.
I was, bro, I swear you took the words right out of my fucking mouth.
Yeah, and then I
Um,
took my dinky out of your mouth and I put it back in and had sex.
yeah, so maybe they can't purposes with this
Here's what we
movie or
say.
something.
Here's what we say. Can't reveal too much at this juncture, but big things in the works. I'll give you a hint. The guests' contracts haven't um ended. They've just changed. Dot dot dot.
Okay. I love that because the implication that there's a ridiculousness movie in the works is solely for our own amusement. Like we did nothing to hint at that. It's just
Yeah,
our
yeah.
our little secret. Next guy asked, "Is there a live audience anymore?" Like
Um,
maybe there is, but they're ordered to stay like absolutely silent for because Rob needs to concentrate. He needs his he doesn't like people breaking his concentration.
or they don't stay silent, but they are like separated from Rob and the hosts by some sort of soundproofing that like they can press a button and have the laughter come through, or they can, for
Like a
Rob's request,
partition.
yeah, like in a music like a music recording studio.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe during one for the filming of one episode, they were doing charity outreach for the Blind, Deaf, and Dumb Society, and the live audience was all the blind, deaf, and dumb. And then Rob decided he actually preferred it that way, and they just keep bringing in this school of people.
He was positively elated after the BDD episode, saying I distinctly remember overhearing him tell someone he's never been that zoned.
Or maybe the true red pill, the real dark epiphany at the end of the Matrix. There was never a live audience, and they just stopped. They stopped. They don't want to keep up. They can't keep up the illusion anymore. So it's just kind of like an open secret now. But anytime it looked like there was a live audience in the past, it was, I don't know, CGI maybe.
Filmed separately elsewhere.
Yeah, digitally imposed. Yeah, yeah.
We do I don't know if you factored this in, but we do have someone in the comments of this AMA who's claiming to have been a member of the live audience, though that may be
Oh,
more reason to say that there's never been one, just to
to
incite his fury, his
drive.
Oreo fueled DC obsessed fury.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude, hell yeah! I can't wait to ruin this guy's day.
We could just say for is it alive? You could just reply never was lol.
Okay, is there a live audience anymore? Never was, LOL. They don't try to hide it anymore. But since the very beginning, most episodes were filmed without a live audience. When the camera cuts to the crowd, it's usually footage from a sporting event.
Just demonstrably and obviously false assertion.
And in parentheses, we have a really good editing team. If you how about if you pay attention to certain episodes, certain moments when it cuts to the crowd, you can see a guy in fucking St. Louis Cardinals face paint standing up with a foam finger and his shirt off, screaming.
This is where we leave the atmosphere with this Reddit caper.
Okay. Never was, LOL. They don't try to hide it anymore, but since the very beginning of the show, most episodes were filmed without a live audience. When the camera cuts to the crowd, it's usually footage of the audience at a sporting event digitally superimposed onto the ridiculousness set. We have a really good editing team. I'm not saying there has never been a live audience, but it's actually pretty rare. Pay attention to certain episodes and you can see that the audience is obviously not actually there. I'm currently doing my annual rewatch of the show, and I noticed in an early episode there's a guy in the audience wearing St. Louis Cardinals face paint and waving around a foam finger.
Maybe you say, I'm not saying there has literally never been an audience. Know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Currently, you say, I'm not saying there's never been an audience, though the reply does begin with never been, never has, lol. So maybe we say, I'm
Oh,
not saying there has literally never once been an audience.
okay, yeah. I'm not saying there has literally never once been. Okay. Uh, good to post.
Yes.
Okay.
Fucking whatever his name is gonna be up in arms.
For real. Maybe he's gonna be like, I'm the one. I showed up in a foam finger in St. Louis Cardinals face paint. The next question. Has anyone on the cast addressed the problem with all the raccoons in the dumpsters? Fuck yeah. Uh maybe okay. So remember we said for the listener, if this is the first time you heard this, you're hearing this a on a previous installment of this saga, we said that so Rob Dyrdek has this brand of superfood bar, and we said that the craft services table is always stocked with his superfood bars and they go uneaten. And we realized that all the dead raccoons that were cropping up around the dumpsters behind the studio must have been getting poisoned by the superfood bars. So, so
I have an idea for this one.
what's yours? Because
Instead of dumping the bars, they've been donating them to the food bank, and there's been this strange phenomenon in our specific neighborhood within LA of homeless people having intellectual salons on sidewalks, sipping espresso, and while they shoot up, waxing philosophical on the modern age. Um, and then you could maybe toss in some of the pro heroin addict, anti alcoholic prejudice that we saw in the r/heroin subreddit and be like, uh, fucking, I don't know, like you noticeably none of them are uh, like booze bags, just the I don't fucking know, whatever that phrase
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, and I'm sure we could incorporate both of these. Since the raccoons are being poisoned by Rob's Mind Right bars,
Hmm.
um,
Oh,
He
yeah,
doesn't
maybe
he
that's
doesn't
happening.
want to well he didn't want to accept it. So anytime somebody brought the concern to him about the dead brought concerns to him about the dead raccoons, he plugged his fingers into his ears and went la 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 la.
Let's just go off with this reply. This reply can just be like the length of what is usually like a full-on post. I think we can also add in there something like it's inspiring and all, but I find it troubling the stuff I've been hearing about what happens when one of these homeless people is deprived of their mind right bar supply. It sounds like they end up worse off than they started out and get a bit violent.
Maybe Stilo was the only one who had no issue whatsoever with the dead raccoons, and he would like wade through the carcasses on his way into the studio, just totally unfazed, never complained about it once.
Whenever conversations about the raccoons broke out on set, conspicuously Stilo wouldn't say a word, would just break out his phone and start scrolling aimlessly, but would always have this queer grin on his face.
Okay. Many people tried to bring their concerns about this problem to Rob, considering that his superfood bars were poisoning the raccoons. He didn't want to hear it, and anytime someone would voice their concerns, he would plug his fingers into his ears and shout, la 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 la. Recently, we stopped throwing out the bars and started donating them to local food banks throughout LA instead. We've heard a lot of positive feedback from the food banks. There are reports of the local homeless population suddenly developing superior reading comprehension and critical thinking skills. One of my coworkers volunteers at a local soup kitchen where we distribute the Mind Right bars. He told me that he once overheard two homeless people munching on the bars and having a very insightful conversation of some sort. It's inspiring and all, but I'm troubled by some of the stories I've heard about what happens when one of the homeless people is deprived of their Mind Right bars. Supposedly, they become violent and fight each other when the bars are in low supply. As you probably know, LA has had problems like this for a while, so maybe there's no connection. Strangely, Stilo never took issue with the raccoons. I once saw him wade through the carcasses on his way into the studio completely unfazed. Whenever the issue with the raccoons would come up during staff meetings, he would remain silent and scroll through his phone aimlessly. I swear he would have a slight grin on his face, but whenever I pointed this out to my coworkers, they would deny it.
Spectacular.
Next question. Can you help me find out what episode my clip appears on? I was sent a check but have no contact anymore as the recruiter's email bounced when responded questioning it. Well, what's the clip, stupid?
There you go. I think that's your response.
What if there is some sort of database where we keep all the clips
Hmm.
and it like requires a really high grade computer to store them all? Um,
Maybe, unfortunately, since I was assigned to a role on site at the studio, I can't offer you guys access to the off-site siloed database
the
of
data
all the
center.
clips. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's in a desert in Nevada. The exact location is only known by a few of the higher ups at MTV. Crazy, right?
Totally bonkers.
All right, I'm gonna post that if
Yes.
you got okay. Next person asked, "How was Carly? She is so stinking cute. Real for real, dude. Should we
Bit of an
maybe
anti-Semite.
bit of an anti-Semite actually. Just leave it at that."
Or I agree, she's a looker. Bit of an anti-Semite though.
Yeah. Someone asked, "How hectic was the show?"
Lame question.
Yeah, really. Have you been reading our posts? It's a fucking carnival back there. It's a
Maybe
it's a
we
carnival over here. Literally a carnival. There are elephants walking around behind the scenes.
I
We
was
trained a
thinking
chimp.
everybody's or we run with the ball of Carly Aquino's anti-Semitism and be like, uh, pretty tame for the most part. But when Carly's on set, she gets everybody super hype, and then somewhat insidiously throws in a few comments deriding people of the Jewish faith, but
I
it doesn't slow down the momentum of the gathering.
mean, there's a lot of directions we can take this one. Or what if after the past 5 weeks of describing the most insane shit, we're like pretty standard. A clock in, clock out,
Yeah,
nothing crazy.
wall-to-wall professionals.
Hey, a couple more people responded to us,
Oh shit.
or one other person. The guy who we answered his question about Lolo saying she bakes whatever the fuck that baked
Hmm.
good is. He said, "Cool. Anything that keeps Lolo as just eye candy would suffice."
Weird.
These people are so stupid. Oh, he's a Howard Stern fan. I see. He's he's he posts on r/Dabblers Anonymous, which is a subreddit that makes fun of Stuttering John, former Stern Show
Uh,
staffer. Um, this is the only subreddit he comments on. In fact, weird.
that is bizarre.
Yeah, really weird. Wow, he comments on this subreddit a lot.
Seems like parasocial hatred is kind of his thing.
Yeah, we should tell this guy that Lolo is dating Stuttering John, and they're gonna have a child. Bro, imagine, dude, holy shit. I've
What?
scrolled through like 10 pages of his posts on this Stuttering John hate subreddit, and it's like the first 10 pages are just like, over the past 5 days. Imagine dedicating this much of your life to hating some some staff member of the Howard Stern show, not even Howard Stern himself, some staff member who was on the show like 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah, and only ever taking a break from that very occasionally for the ridiculousness subreddit. I mean, fuck's sake.
I found a ridiculousness comp we haven't watched yet.
What is it?
Messy Spills edition.
That threatens to get a little hot and heavy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I didn't even need to click the link. It just started up on SyncTube.
Really? That's cool. All right, the ridiculous. Oh, damn. Uh, for the listener, sorry for that momentary loss of words. They're reacting to videos of people spilling drinks on themselves, and the first video they geared up was a cocktail waitress shaking her slender, shapely ass and then proceeding to spill drinks on herself.
Certainly, we've seen this pitcher dropping maiden before.
Yeah, I recognize this clip.
There's a preponderance of heavyset white bitches in that restaurant.
It's TGIHWB. Thank God it's heavy set white bitches. That's the restaurant. Bro, at my university, there was a when I was in college, there was a like I guess a student organization for plus size women, and they would host monthly socials, and it was known, those monthly socials were known for like black guys would show up like it was like open season, like hunting ground for all the black guys on campus. It was
The
so fucking
monthly
funny.
the monthly fish in a barrel, they call it.
Yeah. Trying to think if I have any news to report, any goings on that could lead to sufficient riffage.
Hmm. What is it you're doing today again?
Well, I'm leaving for a bachelor trip.
Right.
Yeah, with that brain eating amoeba.
Ah, yes. What body of water is that?
The Lake of the Ozarks.
Ah,
Yeah.
have you seen the show Ozarks?
No, I've not, but worked at a car dealership for a summer, and there was a guy who worked with me who claimed to be friends with the creator of that show, and he
Huh.
would like very earnestly, naively brag to me that the my coworker would show this guy his own screenplays, and he would brag to me that this guy would be like, "Oh yeah, man, it's pretty good. You could maybe show it to a studio, pitch it to a studio, might go somewhere." Which obviously was just something this guy was saying to shut his friend up, and he like took it wholeheartedly.
That that pathetic description reminded me of our pals on Reddit, but none have replied since we last checked.
Yeah. And this same guy, this coworker, he I think he really wanted to fuck me.
Oh, what were you doing at the car dealership?
I was working in the garage, like cleaning the cars. Like
This wasn't,
people would bring in their cars to get serviced, and then at the end of the service, you clean them. I was the guy who cleaned the cars.
I
The
see.
uh, the fucking monkey, basically. Yeah, there was another kid I worked with who somehow the dealership had acquired a former cop car, and it still had the lights on the top.
Hmm.
And this guy was like convinced that he would be able to buy it from the dealership. And he was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to prank my friends with it. I'm gonna pull up on them and flash the lights." That's not legal. Like, you can't do that. That's not gonna
It
happen.
also does not justify the expense of buying a whole car.
for for one for a prank that's gonna last 20 seconds and your friends are gonna react with, "Oh."
Oh, it wasn't actually a cop, huh?
Oddest job you've ever worked. Go.
Hmm. Just recently, when I was helping that guy lives in my neighborhood who's building a house that the HOA, for the most part, disagrees with, doesn't want him doing.
Yeah.
That was very strange. I mean, it hardly qualifies as a job I've worked. I worked there like 1.5 days, but just kind of moved wood.
What exactly was strange about it?
Him and the whole scenario, this is a rural area, and he's found this pretty well-to-do neighborhood and decided that the land that he wants to purchase is all the way at the end of the road in this neighborhood where it meets Puget Sound. And he's purchased a section of the beach itself and a few acres surrounding
Oh wow.
in the woods. And he's like single-handedly attempting, with some help from like people from Craigslist and myself, to clear enough area in this already somewhat clear like path down to the beach to build multiple structures. It's unclear what his full plan is, but he's also like at odds with the whole neighborhood and a very strange personality in his own right.
Dude, I think you stumbled across somebody who's trying to start a colony or some shit.
Some shit, bro. I wouldn't put anything past him. He's disturbed.
I think he was auditioning you. You didn't realize it, but he wants you to be breeding stock for the colony. You're like, "Yeah, this was a really weird job. He had me move a bunch of milking machines. I don't know what, but he bought us pizza, so
I had to tell a coworker at McDonald's once to stop touching me. That was an interesting employment
really?"
experience. Yeah.
Was your coworker Pedro Pascal?
Now that you mention it, what
Why
in
were they
God's
touching
name?
you? Was it like,
Not like fondling or molesting or anything, but just like
yeah,
literally physically putting their hands on me sometimes.
yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I hate fucking touchy feely people.
Yeah.
I think the first job I had was a frozen yogurt shop in
Hmm.
high school, and my friends earnestly encouraged me to come in the frozen yogurt machines.
And
I'll leave it to the viewer's imagination. This is called dramatic ambiguity. It's like the ending to The Sopranos. I start uh, looming over the frozen yogurt machine, and it looks like I'm about to unzip my fly, and then it cuts to black.
Stop.
Dude, can you just stay somewhere? Stop. You're annoying the fuck out of me. I'm going back up there, and then I'm going down to the neighborhood.
Is this your chick?
Yeah, it's about to turn into a ridiculousnessly domestic disturbance moments over here in the Austin household.
Some cool stuff going on with Chanel right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure she's wearing any pants.
She certainly is.
Don't break the illusion, dude.
For the listener, she's naked and she's got my name written across her tits and she's touching herself.
Upon closer inspection, I think it's my name actually.
No! Stilo is
Well,
claiming to have never tasted a beer.
with the way he dresses, hard to believe that.
Nice.
Thanks. I know that motherfucker is boozing when he gets dressed every morning. There's no other explanation. He's got to be stoned, drunk, and blind to be wearing that sweater, folks. All right. I think I'll cut it off here.